I bought a 2016 GTI for $3,000 that supposedly needed an engine. So if you watched our last video, we found out it didn't need an engine. We got ultra lucky and fixed this car basically for free. Now we have a running and driving Mark 7, but that doesn't mean it's a good car. The core support right here is broken. The battery isn't held down by anything. This door check rod is attached to hopes and dreams. We also had to kill a bunch of ants. A gaggle of ants we killed. Now this car is very disgusting from sitting for a long time, which is probably gonna take us another video to actually clean this thing up and make it look good again. But for now, we're gonna start getting this car fixed up. So we need a new grille because the speckled chrome, the missing front emblem, the crack right here, and our GTI logo is missing an eye. So you can see this. Well, we got to replace the core support. So we're gonna take apart all these items, like all this ductwork and stuff like that, and this headlight bracket that got bent because the core support's broken. When your core support does this, it's like rotated quite a bit out of its, yeah, it's broken pretty handily actually. Oh no, we've located a new problem. That is a massive coolant leak. It's hard to tell if that's just coolant leaking or if there's actually something like electrically melting. I think it might be actually both. It could, and it could catch on fire. Sure is feeling that way. This AC line's like getting a hole rubbed in it right here. Look at that. Look at that AC line.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't worry about that. AC lines don't need to hold pressure. The only reason why this is holding on is because this support right here, which also something is broken there. What is that? Oh, you know what it is? The grille support's missing because they probably damaged this and then just like ripped apart the car and just like put it back together however they could. The headlights are broken. So right here is where you normally attach a headlight. See that screw right there? That holds this headlight in, but if you notice, that's a Bluetooth headlight mount. So you can see that's what it would look like. Not attached, attached. Doesn't matter, we're gonna take apart everything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is the one thing that's normal, is all the leaves and stuff that fall out of your bumper cover, super normal. Old cigarette butts from Scotty Kilmer. He'll make 19 videos about how this is the worst car that's ever been made on the planet. Were these fog lights not plugged in, neither of them? Are the plugs both there? They're both there. I'm confused. Both fog lights are there and neither of them are plugged in. Hey, ho, ho. These broken headlights have got to go. Hey, ho, ho. Here's what's left of the bumper and grille support.
Was this thing gonna crash?
Oh, I'm telling you, that's what was happening. This is why I told you.
Whoa.
I don't know why all this is broken. He probably just tripped and kicked his bumper by mistake and then it did this.
You ever done a core support on a Mark 7?
I did an intercooler. If you remember, I did a video a bajillion years ago. Is the video too long? Yes. Is it also not a very good one? Also yes. Is it a video on replacing an intercooler on a Mark 7? It is. But if you want to see me when I was much younger than I am now, you can watch it and imagine what I must have been like. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to check out more like it. Here's what I do. So I'm super busy and then we shoot video and it's like late and then I leave with an absolute train wreck behind and then I never clean it up until the next video we have to shoot, that I'll like maybe try to get it together a little bit before we start shooting so it doesn't look like a complete pile everywhere I am. So these are the clips that hold the core support to the radiator and the condenser. They slide onto the side and then they snap into it. A lot of times people will cut them. You can either replace them or, like I said, put that screw through there. So what you would do in that circumstance is go like this, like that, like that. Well, I don't have to not break it because this is already broken. So I'm replacing it with a known good one. They were designed to be installed, not removed. That's why. And then you use a, hold on. Don't worry about the mess that I cleaned up the last minute before I started shooting. Don't worry about the fact that this cart is an absolute train wreck. Don't worry, don't look at that. This bumper bar can come off all the way because we no longer have to worry about supporting our core. The radiator's bent. Look at it, it goes like this. Whoop, whoop. It is slightly bent. As long as it's not leaking, it's fine. Yeah, this is broken, of course. There you go. Core support. So you remember that coolant leak that I mentioned earlier? And you remember this display engine that we took the other part off to fix the car for free? Well, guess what? We're taking another part off to fix the car for free still. So this is a control valve that controls the flow of coolant. So it goes here, boom, and then you can see it goes to the water pump over here. Then on the back side of our engine, it controls flow to here, which I believe this goes to the heater core right here. We're gonna rob too many parts off this engine. We're gonna have to get a new display engine. My biggest concern actually is the electrical connector on the car has like coolant migration going into it, and it's all jacked up, and we're gonna have to like put a new connector on it. Look at that connector. Oh God, it's not even there, dude. It melted those wires together. Like the entire connector is destroyed. So here's our two pumps. This one smells burnt, like it's literally catching fire, which makes sense because if you look in the connector holes, you can see that one of them looks like it was kind of on fire. It was probably leaking in between the wires and it was shorting it out and then causing it to burn. Okay, so we're gonna clip this guy. I'm gonna give myself just as much as I can for the most part there. New connector. I got these wires on here. I split them in half. I put the wire seals on there because we want to make sure they seal real good in the engine bay. Stick it in. You want to make sure there's these latch tabs. You want to make sure they're the correct direction, and then you should hear it go. Did you hear that click? It was real. It was a real low click. Here, let's see if you can hear this one. Did you hear that one? It's a little wire. It's a little wire with a little click, okay?
And what does this do for us exactly?
This is how you make wire repairs. You can't buy, like, people want to buy pigtail harnesses. You don't really buy pigtail harnesses. You buy the connector, and then the repair wires, they're very expensive, by the way, and then you stick them in the connector like that, and then you make your own pigtail, like this. ShopDAP.com.
How do you find the repair wires, though?
Well, you need us.
Can you email us at ShopDAP?
You can email us at shopdap.com. Tell us the connector number you're looking for, and we can give you the wires you need for it. This condenser has to come around like this. I'm gonna lift this guy up like this. I let you laugh at my pain of buying complete piles of junk when I really know better and should make better life choices, but
Somebody's tag us in another.
yeah, oh yeah. The moment this car is sold, people are gonna be like, how about this one? This thing looks pretty awful. How about that?
It's on Marketplace for 4 weeks.
Because everyone refuses to buy it, and they're like, "Hey, boy, what do you think about this?" And it's like, "All right, fine, I'll do it," like that. Ooh. So as you see, easy to assemble, very difficult to disassemble. That one, I'm gonna screw it together. I'll show you how that works when you've broken yours out the way I have on this one. You see the clips don't go in, and then you just run a screw right down the center. You'll probably use a wood screw that you find in a drawer inside your home, but I've taken apart lots of cars, so I have all kinds of screws.
How about that one?
That's way too long, Nathan. That's what they're going to use at home. Is they're going to use it. They're going to use a wood screw about 3 times that length. Yeah, they're going to go straight through that thing. Okay, this guy is long enough. You want to see? About that long. See, there you go. Now, you get just the honorary. Yep, that's not going anywhere. See, look at this. I'm shaking the whole car just by the core support, which is what you can do when it's actually holding something together. This is our new used headlights. Nathan upgraded his headlights.
Paul installed my headlights.
I did actually install those lights. These lights are looking pretty yucky, that's for sure. Okay, look at that. New hotness, old and busted. Looks like the same light to me. This is a Golf Sport Wagon. Not anymore. GTI headlights now. Also, I don't have any gloves on. In the words of 90s promo videos, no glove, no love. Yeah, it's a thing to make sure you don't have babies. There was a promotion. I don't know.
Do they not want people to have babies?
They didn't want people to have babies. That's what it is. They're trying to prevent the humans from carbonizing the atmosphere. Bumper going on. Because we have no grill support or grill, I'm not gonna put this on fully, but I do want to be able to drive this car. So new headlights will make a really gross car look much better. And this car is gross. So now is the most dreaded part of working on this car, and that's getting the interior of it clean. And that is because the interior of this car, if you saw the previous videos, is foul. And we're gonna start by taking the seats out of the car because you're not gonna be able to properly clean it any other way. I really don't wanna get in this back seat.
Why?
Because it's so gross. There's $1 in here.
Where?
Oh, here it is. I don't even want this. I'm tempted. Look at how gross this $1 is. I'm tempted to throw this $1 away. Look at how gross.
Oh my God.
This $1. I'm throwing this in the garbage. If you would like $1, you could find one in the trash can at shop.dap.com. Oh, I forgot that these have a storage drawer. Anything in there? Nope, just dog hair. How bad is this? This side's not nearly as bad. It's got a lot of dog hair. There's a cigarette. Diarium? Is cloves? Back in my day, usually only girls smoked clove cigarettes, and they were a very certain type of girls. They would be the type of girls that these days would be a healing crystal girls. They were clove girls back in my day. And now it's time to clean up the car and ungrossify it. Big thanks to Curtis for cleaning this car because I didn't have the time, the interest, or the desire to do it, and it looks amazing. If you look here, the seats have been removed from the car, and that is because these seats have oil in them.
What is that?
It's oil. This is what Curtis is talking about. What we think happened is this guy dumped a whole thing of oil into his back seat and then just like left it there because it was in the metal part of the seat, like the floor of the car, but you can see it's soaked through all this. So when you squeeze this, you can see it's like clearly has actual oil inside of here. And that's just like what we can, I mean, look, it's like gushing out. You can see, this is just in the back seat of our car.
Do you think the dog was peeing on the seat?
You think the dog? No. let me taste it. Now that this car is all cleaned up, we're gonna get it back in the shop and get it fixed up. The first thing we gotta do is get this bumper back off because I love taking it on and off. Oh no, oh, the fog light's broken too. Don't worry, these fog lights aren't $300. I think they're $400 actually. And in the saga of missing parts with this car, our grill support's gonna go in and it will properly support our grill, just like that. Going back on with our bumper. First thing I'm gonna do is plug the fog light in. Take a look at this. Oh geez. I'm just gonna plug it in when the bumper's on. I would just leave them how they were because they've been unplugged for so long. Who knows how long they've not been on. So this is the grill we're gonna be installing today. And this is a GTD grill, which is basically a European GTI with a diesel engine. We had a customer buy this. He wasn't happy with it because it got this tab cracked off. He said, hey, I want a new one. We said, sure, you got it, guy. We got a new one, but I think it's fine to be installed. So we're gonna put it in this car. It's a gray stripe. That's what a GTD is. Oh. It's a diesel now. So throughout the video, we've had issues with this car. We noticed it was in a wreck. We knew some things were damaged. We replaced the core support. We have a new problem. The grill doesn't line up all the way. So if we look here, it's almost snapped in its screw hole, but on this side, it's still about like a solid inch away from where it needs to be. Contrary to what my wife says, an inch is a lot. So we got something else going on here. So after looking at this, it looks like the frame of the car isn't bent, or the frame rail itself. It's just a piece that attaches the core support is bent. So we're gonna look at getting a replacement one, and that should sure all that up. So we're putting new wheels on it because these are absolutely destroyed. But first I have to remove all these stupid tuner lugs. And what I have to do is, instead of using the impact that I could easily just take them off with, I can't, because guess what? If you use impacts on tuner lugs, you'll split the socket and then you won't be able to get your wheel lugs off. So then instead you gotta break them all loose by hand when you have the tools to not have to work like that. They make your life more difficult. So don't buy them, just get regular bolts. If you need a wheel lock, get a factory set of wheel locks, and then at least any dealership can take your stuff off. I wouldn't even recommend that unless your wheels are so dope that everyone's gonna steal them. I'll find my worst enemy, remove all of his wheel bolts, and replace all of them with different tuner lugs. And then you give them a flat tire, and you're like, peace, see you later, good luck with that shit, dog. Ooh, buddy, look at that. That fella wasn't gonna get any traction at all. These are our new hotness. They're Atlas wheels. They look absolutely awful on the Atlas, but they look good on everything except for Atlases. You could find them all over Facebook Marketplace on any hot boy car in your area, in your local area. We have at least 2 employees with these on their car. The one thing about these wheels is they're known for not being the lightest wheels in the world, so a wheel hanger, which you can find at shopdap.com, it's a good option. These wheels are actually touching the brake caliper right now, so they don't turn. So that's why our boy had spacers. So we're gonna need some spacers too. It's about to fall out. The bottom is about to fall out.
Oh my.
Well, we have there's a 5. I have spacers found at shopdap.com.
So it's gonna look when they come to your house?
Nope, they'll look much better than this when they come to our house. Check out, show them the picture on our site. It'll look like that. Round 2. God, these wheels are heavy. And we're back. 5mm spacer. She's spinning around like that. Look at that. Get yourself some Atlas wheels and some 5mm spacers and some TCS brakes. Found at shopdap.com. Find them all. Shopdap.com. Check out these Prism, whatever. They're wheels. Ooh, buddy, they might rub. That's a good looking GTI. Gee, that's a good looking GTD.